So now everyone can see that it is written revision of chapter 1. So before your exam you can revise this chapter, and the chapter name is chemical reaction and equation. So first of all we will learn about chemical reactions and equations. So now we will discuss about the chemical reactions. Chemical reactions, we have already studied that whenever the chemical change occurs, means we can say that those permanent changes in which new chemical substances are formed with new chemical properties, they are called chemical changes. And whenever the chemical change occurs, there will be chemical reaction. Okay, so we can say new substance, when the new substance formed, and that new substance should have new properties. Okay, new properties, that is chemical properties. Okay, so this substance would be known as product properties. Okay, so we can say that whenever the chemical change occurs, so that chemical change we are writing in a form of equation, the reaction whatever taking place in that chemical change, that reaction we are writing in a form of equation. That equation is known as chemical equations. So now we know that the process by which one or more substances transform into new substances, one and more substances, any substance when transfer in new substance, so that process is known as chemical reactions. Okay, so we can define the chemical reaction as the process by which one and more substances transform into new substances is called chemical reactions. So as a result of chemical reaction, new chemical compounds with different composition and properties are formed. Let's take one example. So we can take one example, like if we say hydrogen, this is the hydrogen molecule. Okay, so hydrogen has property to burn. So we know that what is the property of hydrogen? To burn. Okay, so to burn. And this oxygen is having the property that is supporting the burning. Okay, so oxygen supports burning. It's not burning itself, but it is supporting burning. Something is burning, so oxygen will give the support to burn. So hydrogen has the property to burn and oxygen supports burning. But whenever this hydrogen and oxygen reacts, they form water, right? So now we can say that water which is formed due to the chemical reaction of hydrogen and oxygen, okay, so have both the hydrogen and oxygen in the molecule. You can see there is hydrogen and oxygen. Okay, but it does not show the property due to the change in the chemical nature. Okay, so now we can say that in water molecule the hydrogen and oxygen have different chemical properties. It neither burn nor supports in burning, right? So now we must know what is the cause of change in chemical properties. As per personality is very much influenced by our company or friend, that is to whom we are attached with. Similarly, the change in chemical properties influenced by the change in their chemical environment. Okay, that is the bonding. So we can say that the chemical reaction may be defined as the process in which the old bonds break and new bond formed. Okay, so old bond break, new bond forms. Here you can see HH, that means 2H and OO, O and O. So now you can see O and O has bond, this O and O has this bond, and this H and H has this bond. So now this bond will break and then oxygen will be connected with the 2 hydrogen. Then again one more molecule we have, this bond break and this oxygen will be connected with the 2 hydrogen. So now we will have the 2 molecule of water. So old bond breaks, so here bond is breaking and then new bonds are formed. So new bonds are formed. You can see that in this way we can get the water molecule. We can take one more example for that. So if I'm writing that any other substance, if we are writing in a form of bond, hydrogen and oxygen, if I want to show you two molecule of hydrogen, so I am writing H2 plus O2, that is given to H2, O2 that is given to H2O. So if I am writing in a form of bond, so I have H bonded H, H bonded H. So this is my H2 molecule, one H2 molecule, this is the second H2 molecule. So we have two H2 molecules. Now I have oxygen. Okay, this is my oxygen. So oxygen, you know that double bond, right? So now it will give, so now we have two molecule of water, the two ox means these two bonds will break, these two bonds will break, and one oxygen will come, and then two hydrogen will be bonded with one oxygen. Okay, and here these two molecules of hydrogen will go with this oxygen, and these two hydrogen means this molecule will go with this oxygen. So one molecule of hydrogen will go with this oxygen, one molecule of hydrogen will go with this oxygen. So here we have two molecules of, so you can see two molecules of water. So here we have two molecules of water. So I hope you have understood. So we can say old bond. So what were the old bonds? So two HH bond we have, this two HH bond we have, and one O2 bond. So O double bond O. So we have two HH and one OO. Now new bond. So if we are talking about the new bond, so new bonds form 4 OH bond, right? O and H. See, this is my one OH, second OH, third OH, and fourth OH. So 4 bonds are formed between oxygen and hydrogen. Here 4 bonds broken between 2 hydrogen and 2 oxygen. So I hope you have understood. Actually, we can say that the rearrangement of atoms of different elements takes place during the chemical reaction. It means no new elements are formed during chemical reactions, rather only new compound is formed. As we know that atom is indivisible under normal condition. We cannot divide atom, right, at normal condition. But during the process of chemical reaction, the atoms may combine with different atoms or acquire different chemical properties. Okay, so now we can see, for example, during the formation of water, the rearrangement of hydrogen and oxygen atoms. You can see this hydrogen and oxygen rearrange themselves. These two oxygen are not bonded together with each other. They bonded with hydrogen. Here hydrogen was bonded with hydrogen. Here they have rearranged themselves and oxygen bonded with hydrogen, and here hydrogen bonded with oxygen. Okay, so you can see during the formation of water, the rearrangement of hydrogen and oxygen atoms takes place, and new bonds are formed between hydrogen and oxygen atoms, right? So the bond we can define as, because this bond is responsible for getting these two hydrogen together. So we can say that the bond is the force by which two atoms are held together to acquire stability. Okay, so hydrogen molecule is stable. Hydrogen molecule is stable. If we are talking about the H2, it is stable. It can be independent. Okay, it can exist independently. So we can say that the bond is the force by which two atoms are held together to acquire stability. Now they're stable. So the bonds are generally of two types. We know that bonds are of three types, but here we are talking about only two types. Coordinate bond we will discuss later on. So we can say that bonds, the types of bond. So here we can say covalent bond and ionic bond. Okay, covalent bond and ionic bonds. So we know that breaking and formation of these different types of bonds takes place during chemical reactions. So we have already studied about these two types of bond in our previous classes. So now we know that whenever the bond breaks, energy released, and whenever the bond form, energy is utilized, right? So what is covalent bond? When the atoms are sharing their electrons, when they are sharing electrons, then it is called covalent bond. Okay, when one atom is giving electron and other atom is taking electron, okay, permanently taking electron permanently, okay, that is called the ionic bond. Suppose if we are talking about the sodium, so sodium is giving electron to chlorine and chlorine is taking electron, okay. So whenever they will divide, sodium will go as Na positive and chlorine will go as Cl negative. So permanently they have sodium has taken the electron and chlorine has sodium has given the electron and chlorine has taken the electron. So I hope you have understood these two type of bonds. Now the question arises that why do the substances take part? Why do these substances take part in the chemical reaction? What is the need to form this bond? Okay, why the substance take part in the chemical reaction? So now we will see the reason. There are two reasons for that. First of all, to gain the stability. Okay, they want to be stable. So to get the stability. So now we know that to gain a maximum stability means the substance take part in chemical reaction to acquire the stable configuration. Stable configuration means they just want to 8 electron. Okay, according to octet rule, each atom should have 8 electron in the outermost shell. So that outermost shell is valence shell. So that is octet rule. So they want to get 8 electron either by giving the electrons or taking the electron. So in that way, if they have complete valence shell like the noble gases, they will get the stability. So to gain the stability, they are reacting. The second reason is to acquire the minimum energy state. Okay, so we can say that if the reaction is spontaneous, means self, okay, if it is starting without any help, if it is a self occurring process, so we can say it is a spontaneous. So if the reaction is spontaneous or self occurring, then the substances take part in chemical reaction to acquire the minimum energy state by lowering down the potential energy, means they are giving their energy to get the stability, so they are losing their energy, right, losing energy. Okay, so now we know that what is a chemical reaction and why do substances take part in it. Now we will study in the next video about the reactants and the product. Thank you everyone.